Hey, what's up guys? This is part 2 on the BMW Seat Twist. The first video I did the passenger side and that one was a little easier. Now I'm gonna show you how to do the driver's side. So this is a common problem on the BMWs and most of them seem to have it. Now I'm gonna show you step by step, and you can see that whenever I recline the seat forward, it moves only from one side and the other one stays still. And this is very annoying. Now on this one I have the problem with the recliner, and also when I push the seat up, it does not go up. Only one side goes up and the other one stays down, so the whole seat moves towards the passenger side. So it's really annoying because you're driving and you're all freaking twisted. So I'm gonna show you step by step. Go to my channel and you're gonna be able to see how I did the first one. This one's a little more complicated because you got those buttons that you gotta remove in order for you to access the screws on the side. So you need a T50 socket wrench. Then you gotta remove 4 bolts that are attaching the seat to the vehicle. There's 2 on the front, 2 on the back. Now these ones, for some reason, they're way harder to do than the passenger side, but just move these lid to the side and you should be able to access them. Now I ended up breaking this lid. I pulled it too hard and I broke this, so be careful on that. And it's really common sense. In order for you to access the bolts, you gotta move the seat forward. Now to access the ones on the front, you gotta move the seat backwards, but you have these stupid lids that they are really hard, so just push it up and you should be able to get it out of the way. Now use a mallet if you have one. I didn't have a hammer or a mallet on hand, so I ended up using a bigger wrench. So if it's needed, just go ahead and whack it a couple times. Now these seat is more of a pain on the ass. These stupid lids, they don't come off, and the seat doesn't go all the way back, so you don't have access to the stupid screws. So just move the lids to the side and just whack it a couple times if it's needed. These screws are really tight, so I'm doing whatever I can to remove them. Once the bolts are out, go ahead and align the seat. This is very important. Do this before you remove the seat out of the vehicle. Now you gotta remove the harness cables. If you have enough space, you just pull a little black tab that's on the side and you should be able to remove the plug. Then you can have this cable that is attached to the seat belt, so you gotta remove this, but there's a little lock mechanism. Just push it with a screwdriver and you should be able to get it out. So the seat is now off of the vehicle, but I still have the seat belt attached to the seat, and there's another T50 bolt that you gotta remove, but there's no clearance for the socket wrench to go in there, so just use some pliers and you should be able to get it out of the way. Now, one advice: when you remove the seats, do not turn on the vehicle. If you turn on the vehicle, then your airbag light's gonna come on. It's not gonna deploy the airbag, but your light's gonna come on, so then you're gonna have to take it to a mechanic and have them reset the light. So I didn't know this, so when I did the passenger side, I removed the seat and drove the vehicle without a seat and my light turned on, so keep that in mind. So now just remove these 2 switches or knobs, whatever the hell you want to call them, and they're just popped in. There's no screws to them, so just gently pull them out. The other switch comes out the same way. Just pull it out. Then you're gonna have some clips on the front and on the back. They're plastic clips, so just kind of pull them out however you can. Now you need a T30 screw head. There's only one screw on the front of these panel, and there's another plastic screw inside of it. So you just kind of reach it and just remove it, and you don't need to remove the harness. Just leave them there. Now this is the hardest thing on this job. It's removing these stupid screws. There are 8 in total that you gotta remove, 4 on each side. And I'm telling you, you need a lot of patience. If you don't have patience and stay away from this job, it will piss you off. And I do have knowledge, and the first one took me forever to do, but once I got the hang of it, this one I was able to knock it out quicker than the other one. But you need patience. So once you remove that panel, it's gonna be much easier to gain access to those screws, and I'm telling you, it's gonna make a whole lot of difference. Now there are 2 screws in there that are really hard to get to, so I went out to the store and I bought me these little flexible attachment for these wrench. So these made a huge difference, so it's up to you if you want to get it. Now, one thing that I didn't mention is that these screws are 8mm, so you need an 8mm socket. And once again, the most important requirement for this job is patience, and you will need plenty of it. Now, another thing that I ended up doing is I ended up twisting these plates because I couldn't get access to the screws on the back, so I bent them and kind of gained access to the screws. Now, another tool that you're gonna need and I will recommend you getting is this flexible gear wrench. This is gonna make a whole lot of difference on those hard to reach screws. So there are gonna be two screws that are really hard to reach, and that's why I'm telling you that you will need this tool. You can use a regular wrench, but trust me, you're gonna struggle a lot. So with this is really handy because you hardly have any space to work on. Now that screw is really hard to get to, and I'm only gonna be able to remove with this flexible wrench. Now go ahead and label the first motor. Label the motor and the two cables that are on the side. That way you don't cross the cables when you're putting them back together. Now you gotta remove all these metal caps, and you got 4 to remove, so go ahead and apply heat to them, get another set of pliers and just pull them out. Do these to all 4 of them. Alright, so now this is gonna be the solution to the problem. All you have to do is cut about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch of this rubber to all 4 of the cables, and once you do this, your problem's gonna be solved. So once you're done trimming all of the rubbers, you are pretty much done, and you have solved the problem to the seat to be twisting. So now it's time to put everything back where it belongs, and you're gonna go ahead and put the metal caps back in the same way that you removed them. Go ahead and get a torch, apply heat to them, of course get some fine pliers like I'm doing, and just push them back in. Now wait a couple minutes until it cools off, and put that cutting material back in, and make sure you clean the metal caps before you put them in as well. Alright, so it takes quite a while for the caps to cool off, so I'm just gonna go ahead and clean these hard to reach parts. Like I said before, you can go ahead and call the dealer, but good luck with that. You know, if you have a couple $1,000s to throw away, be my guest. But you know, if you can do it yourself, why not? It is a little hard. It requires a lot of patience. If you don't have patience, stay away from it. Find somebody that might be willing to do this or does this on the side, and you know, you can save yourself pretty good money. Now I'm gonna say it one more time: if you remove the seats, do not turn on the vehicle, because otherwise your airbag light's gonna come on, and you don't want that. So I'm using simple green, and these thing seems to work pretty good. I liked it since the first time I used it, and I've been using it since. But you can use whatever degreaser you want for the carpet. You know, once again, these places are hard to reach, and even if you take it to a car wash, you're never gonna get them. So before you bolt the seat, go ahead and put the plug back in and give it a test. Make sure everything's working fine. That way, if something's not working properly, you can just go ahead and remove the seat and just, you know, make some adjustments if they're necessary. But if you've done it right, like I told you to, you shouldn't have any problems. So let's go ahead and push the seat forward, and hopefully everything works just fine. And there he goes. Now it finally goes up. Both sides go up, not just one, and it tilts forward without one side twisting. So that's pretty good, man. So yeah, once you're done testing, put everything back together. Like I said, I'm not gonna put those images here because I want to keep this video the shortest as I can. So once again, thanks for watching. Please rate the video. It really helps when you see a lot of thumbs up on your videos. That means, you know, your videos are helpful to anybody out there, and that's, you know, what we like to see. So if you have any questions, go ahead and comment or just give a thumbs up. Thanks a lot.